Well, hello, my baby gorillas. Sorry for keeping you waiting there, guys. Let's just make sure everything's working. Pop the chat. Good afternoon, evening, on the eve of another political decision making. And hopefully, over the next period of time, we are going to be able to discuss this and see what's best. So, right off the cuff, let me just make sure this is working.
Eve to me is basically freedom. It's a giant open universe where...
And hopefully, over the next period of time, let's just make sure.
Whoever emerges,
discuss
and I think
this.
even with the narrowing of the polls, I still think it is highly likely that the Tories are going to win this election.
And see, let me just make sure this is working. Just want to get this and find out if it's tuned in. Seems a bit quiet. Let's just make sure. No, it seems alright. I don't think that's background things working, is it? Again, see, I don't understand why it doesn't just stay at the fixtures that seems a bit quiet. Output. Seems alright. I don't think that's background things working, is it? Again, see, I don't understand why it doesn't just stay at the fixtures that Hello, let's see if this is working now. Honestly, you can see it in real time. This was working yesterday, but yet not working today.
Strongest possible voice. We know the damage that Tory governments do to Scotland.
If you found your SNP contingent in Westminster in a pivotal position, then maybe Mr Corbyn has won, but perhaps not by much, or only as the largest party. Would the SNP work with Mr Corbyn to raise taxes to pay for more spending?
Well, we've got our own tax policies and we've put them forward already in terms of the taxes we control in Scotland, and we'll say more about that.
UK-wide, would you work with Mr Corbyn to raise taxes?
I don't agree with all of Jeremy Corbyn's.
Right, I think that's us, guys. Good evening, Terry. How you doing? How much longer for the vote results? You need to wait till tomorrow. It's on the Thursday. It's on tomorrow, Wednesday. Let me just make sure. Haven't got the. Oh, shut that, no. I'm pretty sure it's on tomorrow. Let me just check. And oh, it's on. It held the general election held on the 5th of May, so it's Thursday. With a record number of 143 candidates are standing in Edinburgh Council. So let's just start at the capital. Elections be held on May the 5th. So it's the day after tomorrow. So we're not even there yet. So good day everyone, Terry. And how much longer for the final vote results? So you're voting on May the 5th, Thursday, May the 5th at whenever you can get to the polls. So that's where we're at just now, May the 5th, guys. And let's just crack on. So my advice, for what it's worth and whether you're listening or not, is I would vote for anybody other than the Lib Lab Con Party, the Greens, or the SNP. I would vote for any other political party in Scotland with certain considerations, but anybody else other than any one of these parties at this coming election. Wait till tomorrow to sort out the votes, mate. There ain't many people in the whole of Edinburgh. Clown, I like that, Terry. Yeah, I'm just pre-warning you. Sometimes the day before is not the best day. Sometimes it's better, Terry, just to have a clear run at it. I might actually, I'll probably broadcast tomorrow, and I'll broadcast on the council elections as well. So don't worry about that. I'll go through them all. So let's just do a wee map. We'll do. We're going to do Scotland. We might. We'll, I don't know if I'll be able to go through them. Might try and do Scotland and Wales tonight. But let's just start with Scotland. Scotland local council elections. So, bit of dead time there on the sound. Let's. Where are we getting this from? Scottish local elections. Everything you need to know. Great. So the National is going to give us everything we need to know. Hopefully, every candidate is going to be on here, and I'm not going to have to use any other sources. So 32 councils in Scotland, and they are running for vital local services, including schools, parks, bins and others. How councils are made up. Councils are made up of a certain number of councillors, which varies greatly from place to place. The smallest, Orkney, with 21, and while Glasgow is the largest with 85. Councillors are elected through a complex system of single transferable votes in which the voter ranks candidates in order of preference. Some campaigners encourage voters to adopt the vote till you vote tactic, which involves ranking every candidate. So you can basically rank every candidate. So I would actually rank every candidate from the worst to the least worst. And so I'm telling you, I'm saying to you, I would rank every other political party ahead of the Lib Lab Con Party, the SNP and the Greens. Try and put them first and second and third before you even start on the Lib Lab Con Party. And the least worst in Scotland just now would be probably the Conservatives, followed by the Liberals. And I mean, I just wouldn't be voting for the SNP and Greens, although I'm not against Scottish nationalism. Just on their policies, the policies are terrible. Even I would put Labour in Sarwar ahead of what's happening with the Greens and the SNP. I would vote them last. But I would vote any small party, 1, 2 and 3, before I even started voting for the Lib Lab Con Party or the SNP or the Greens. I would definitely put the Greens last and put the Conservatives, but we'll go through them council by council or ward by ward. How many wards are there? Scottish Council elections. Scottish Council elections. Each council is divided into smaller areas called wards. How many council representatives? Here we go. Scottish elections. How many council representatives in each ward? The local elections to be held in Scotland on Thursday will see 1,227 councillors. The balance of power across local authorities is likely to vary widely. In 2017, not one of the 32 councils saw a single party take enough seats to command a majority. Not one of Scotland's 30. So smaller parties, that's why I'm saying you should vote for smaller parties, because the smaller parties can have a disproportionate power structure and disproportionate balance of power, where they can have a better opportunity to sway certain votes or even influence other policy. But with so much uncertainty about who will wield the power, a key question for the voters remains who is representing me. How many councillors represent me? Many Scotland's council wards elect either 3 or 4 councillors. A few elect 5. So 3 or 4 councillors from each ward. So it's important to rank, especially with the single transferable vote, rank and put each of the boxes and mark them each of the boxes from I think it's from the most, and you'll have to check that at the polling station, from the one you want the most to the one you want the least. A few now elect 5. These are most local democratic representatives on the local authority. So don't forget, some parties have got multiple candidates in each ward, which then skews the vote. And then some of the smaller parties don't have any councillors that are represented, which is very important for smaller parties to get the maximum number of people standing as councillors in these seats, so that it can maximise the future structure for MPs and what MSPs and what was MEPs at the time when we were in the European Union. So local councils are very, very important in the overall political structure. So, as such, we will choose a different representative from different parties, or possibly an independent when looking to get in touch with your local councillor. What is a ward? 32 local authorities have 354 wards. The largest, obviously, Glasgow, has 23 wards. The smallest, Clackmannanshire and East Renfrew, each have just 5. A ward size can vary hugely. Just 2,600 people live in the Isles, the North Isles ward of Shetlands Council. Edinburgh Almond ward has a population of 36,000. Wow. Some wards are massive, like the 5,000 square kilometre North West and Central Sutherland Highland Council. What ward am I in? So we've got the Scottish, the Boundaries Scots checker. Local councils. What is the STV voting system? Councillors are elected through a complex system called single transferable vote, in which voters rank candidates in order of preference. They don't tell you if it's like from 1 to I think it's from 1 down. Some campaigners encourage voters to adopt a vote till you vote tactic, which involves ranking every candidate, even ones you would not vote for. Advocates of this system say ranking candidates you do not like effectively counts as a vote against them. So that's why I would but I'm not sure if it would left blank, whether or not that would be worse. But if it does count from ranking them lower, definitely rank all of them. That has to be checked. Most wards are represented by 3 or 4 councillors. Some it's sparsely populated. I'm not really interested in that. So, Nicola Sturgeon's party is predicted to get 44% of the vote, according to the poll by Salvation. So this is why every vote counts. It doesn't matter. A lot of people say, vote for a smaller party, my vote's wasted. If enough people start voting for smaller parties, it's going to significantly change the political landscape. And that's why I would urge you all to vote for smaller parties this time. Don't vote for the large parties. If you vote for smaller parties, that will send a shockwave to the large parties. Commissioned by BBS, while the Tories are expected to fall into 3rd place, with Labour becoming the 2nd largest party in terms of councillors. Don't know if that's a good thing. Participation in the election is typically lower than in Hollywood for both voters and parties. Some councillors have already been de facto elected because after nominations close, there are only 3 candidates contesting a 3-member ward. Wow. Voting can be done in a number of ways. You can cast a ballot at your local station. The location which should be able to be found in your poll card. You have not received a poll card, you should encourage your register to vote, or if you have lost it, you can find it by entering your postcode at the website. What ward am I in? How to find your councillor? Councillors from local elections. If you're unable to attend the polling station, you can arrange a proxy vote. I think it's too late now for a proxy vote or a postal vote. The deadline, well, it might not be too late for a proxy vote, I think it's too late for a postal vote. Deadline to register to vote in the elections is April 18th, 2022, which means if you're not registered already, it's too late to do so. So the more people that come out, even for the local elections, I know it might seem I can't really be bothered, and that's why there's always low turnouts. Believe me, from a political point of view, local authority elections are highly significant, and they can actually shape future politics and political parties. So let's see. So let's start with Edinburgh. So 143 candidates are standing in Edinburgh City Council elections be held on May the 5th. The total are 63 seats to be filled, with 17 wards across the city. Each elect 3 or 4, depending on the ward. The SNP are fielding 25 candidates. That seems very low, considering the 63 seats. Well, I guess it's not if there's 17 wards. That's, well, just over one and a bit per ward. So they're obviously in some fields, the SNP are fielding 2. So the Liberal Democrats are fielding more. This is why the Liberal Democrats are strong in Edinburgh. 22. The Conservatives are only fielding 20 for the wards. Labour 19 and the Greens 17. So that's quite a large turnout for both for the Greens. So the Greens are fielding possibly in every ward, or either that there's 2 and 1. There are 11 candidates from the Family Party, so I would vote for the Family Party, the Alba Party, and the Scottish Libertarian Party. Don't forget, even if these are nationalist parties or unionist parties, it doesn't really matter. What this does by you changing your vote to one of these parties at a local level, which will not affect the national level, is you start to get a change in policy. And these parties will add something to the political spectrum that are then involved in the actual political discourse. So that's why it's better to actually vote for these smaller parties. We know Tam Laird, the leader of the Scottish Libertarian Party. We've already had the leader of the Family Party, Richard Lucas. And the Alba Party is obviously Alex Salmond. So my advice is get out but vote for the smaller parties. Let's have a shake-up in Scottish politics. And what that'll do is encourage other parties, other political parties to come into the discourse, and we'll get a change in political policy potentially, which will could benefit Scotland as a whole. And there are a range of smaller parties and independents contesting the election too. The city centre has been the biggest, has the biggest number of candidates at 13, followed by Leith Walk with 12. Southside Newton has 5. So this is independent and smaller parties. So vote for them as well. Just rank anybody, independents, anybody above the main 5 parties, and rank them so that the large parties are the lowest. Whatever your preference is, it doesn't really bother me whether you want to put the SNP and the Greens ahead of the Lib Lab Con Party, or the Lib Lab Con Party ahead of the Greens and the SNP. That's up to you, but vote for every other party. Doesn't matter if they're unionist or nationalist at a local level. Just vote for everybody else to get the smaller parties into having a shot or changing the political dynamic. even independents, just get the independents in as well. The city centre ward has the biggest number of candidates at 13, followed by Leith Walk with 12, with Southside Newington has just 5. This is the Edinburgh News. Council Chief Executive and Running Officer Andrew Kerr said, if you haven't registered to vote in these elections, it's too late. The deadline for registration is midnight on April 18th. Remember, due to the changes in poll places, to ensure you keep away from away from schools open as possible. You might have a different polling place this time. Check your polling card carefully or use the outline tool to find out where to vote on May the 5th. Here are the candidates. So we've got Ward 1, Anne-Marie Bailey from the Workers' Party, so that's George Galloway's party in Ward 1. So even vote for them as well. We've got the Greens, don't vote for them. The Stuart Geddes, the Family Party, vote for them. And then we've got Labour, who are not very interesting. I think they'll still stay in third place. I don't think they're climbing. I think they've really fallen away. We've got the Liberal Democrats, the SNP, and we've got we've got 2 Scottish Liberal Democrats in the Almond ward. So I would vote for probably the Greens, and then followed by the Workers' Party. Oh, sorry, not the Greens. The Family Party 1, and then followed by the Workers' Party is number 2. And then you can pick whatever order you want on the back of that. Ward 2, Pentlands Hills. So we've got the Conservatives, Liberals. So we've got the Family Party again. So I vote for the Family Party. Who else have we got? Scottish Labour. So we've just got the Family Party. So I put the Family Party as number 1, and then vote for whoever else you want to vote for on the back of that. Oh, there's the Scottish Libertarian Party. So I put the Scottish Libertarian Party 1, Lewis Rowlands, and then put the Family Party number 2 and Pentlands Hills as Richard Fettes of the Family Party. So that would be my 1 and 2, and then the rest, it doesn't really matter. Whatever order you want to put them in. So who have we got? We've got Drumbray and Gale. So who have we got? We've got the Scottish Liberals, not really interested, Scottish Conservatives, the SNP. There's another Family Party. So we've got Ellen Johnston, Scottish Family Party, and we've got the Scottish Libertarians. So I'd vote Gary Smith number 1, and then put the Family Party number 2, and so Ellen Johnston, and then the rest, whatever you want to do. So Ward 4, the 4th, so what have we got? Labour, so we've got Linda Lenora Campbell, Lenora Campbell. Oh, that's good. So she's Scottish Party, Scottish Family Party, and yeah, we've only got the Conservatives and Labour. So it doesn't. Oh no, we've got more here. I don't like the way this is actually scrolling. So we've got the Liberal Democrats, SNP, vote for them. Women's Equality Party, I wouldn't vote for them either. They're just a bunch of Marxists. And the Scottish Greens. So yeah, I would just vote for the Linda Campbell. Inverleith. So what have we got? Greens, Unionists, Family Party, Phil Holden. Vote for the Family Party. Oh, there's Tam Laird. So we vote for Tam Laird in the 4th, I think it is, 4th Tam Laird. So we vote for that as number 1. Family Party number 2. Stephen McNamara. Not sure if he's on the same ballot. So Stephen McNamara, I'm not sure if he's running as an independent. And but whoever, just vote for. I would probably vote Tam Laird 1, Family Party 2, Stephen McNamara 3, and then whatever you like for the rest of them. What have we got? for Ward 6. So we've got the Family Party, and nothing really interesting. So the Family Party would get my vote in that, and then that's for the Christopher and Murrayfield seat, and then whatever you want on the back of that. So I get Family Party number 1 on the back of that. So Sighthill and Gorgie, SNP, Independent, Ashley something, looks like something Polish. So probably, there's the Alba Party, Scottish Liberal Democrats, Scottish Labour, Scottish Conservative Union. So I'd probably vote for the Alba Party, and then followed by Ashley Garkzaki. So I'd vote for Ashley on the back of that. I'm not sure what Ashley's independent views are, but vote for Ashley on the back of that. Alba, David Henry for the Alba Party for Sighthill and Gorgie. So Ward 8, Clinton Fairmilehead, Fairmilehead, I think it is. Labour, SNP, Conservatives, Family Party, Greens, Liberal Democrats. So Family Party again. The Family Party, right, that's Richard Lucas' seat. So definitely Ward 8. I would be voting for Colinton and Fairmilehead. I would be voting for Richard Lucas on the back of that. The rest are not really of interest, are they? And Fountain Bridge, Ward 9, Fountain Bridge and Craiglockhart. That's the Conservatives, the Liberals, the SNP. So there's Gregor Mason from the Scottish Libertarian Party. I'll be voting for him. And there's Keith Ramsey from the Family Party. I'll be voting for them. And there's even Val Walker from the Labour and Cooperative Party. So I'll be voting for them before I'd be voting for anybody else. Morningside, SNP, Alba Party, Liberals, Scottish Libertarian Party, Peter Soder. I'd vote for him. So we have got. I'd vote for the Scottish Libertarian Party in that seat if it was the Morningside, and also the Alba Party. They would be my two sort of go-tos in that seat before voting for any of the others. There's City Centre, Bonnie Prince, Pete Carson, Liberals, Labour, Independent, SNP, Greens, Conservatives, SNP, Independent. Where'd that go? Independent, SNP, Independent, Alba. So I'd probably vote for the Alba Party. See, it's very difficult when you're standing as an independent to actually know what they're actually standing for. So I would there's the Communists. So I would vote for Alba Party. There's I'd vote for the Family Party, then the Alba Party. That's for Leith. Where did that go there? So yeah, SNP, Liberal Democrats, Scottish Greens. Yeah, there's some going to be bad ones where you don't get an opportunity to vote for anybody else. I think this is it, isn't it? No, it's a Leith one. So, what are we going? 14, 15. So, Southside Newington, Steve Burgess, Greens, Labour, Scottish Conservatives. I mean, that's not really much of a choice, is it? There's a Family Party down here. Scottish Socialist Party, Colin Fox. So I'd probably go for the Alba Party or Labour, Scottish Family Party. So Scottish Family Party, then Alba Party. I'd even throw one in for the. I think the Labour Cooperative Party and the Scottish Socialist Party used to be one of the same, but now they're not. It's like the People Front of Judea. There's the Labour Cooperative Party again. Yeah, I would vote for Family Party in that one, followed by Alba. I'd probably vote for something else in between voting for the hardline socialist parties. Portobello and Craig Miller. There's an independent. Was that an All for Unity candidate there? So Portobello, SNP, Conservatives, Independent, Labour and Cooperatives, the Scottish Greens, Labour, Cooperatives. There's quite a big push for the Labour and Cooperative Party. SNP, Alba Party for Independence. So Anne Todd there I would think I would vote for. And Andrew MacDonald would probably get my vote down there. So that was all 17 wards, isn't it? So I would trying to get anybody else other than the mainstream political parties in the Edinburgh election. Let's see the Glasgow. So I'm not quite sure where that's gone. Glasgow councillors slammed. So uh, 43 candidates against over 23 cards. Who should I vote for? May the 5th, SNP, Greens. I want the candidates. Where's the candidates? Who can I vote for? So who have we got? Linward. This is the election held. So Conservatives, Labour, Alba Party. So Angela Jones, SNP, Labour, Greens, Independent. So I'd vote for the Independent guy in that constituency. Labour, Greens, Liberal Democrats. I mean, it's all pretty much that. So I'd probably vote for Angela Jones and then followed by James Toner, just to actually stick it to the big five parties. Anything just now that would actually give us anything that's going to give us a variety of politicians. It'd just be good to see them not getting what they want for a change, wouldn't it? Elections all candidate bidding for Pollock. So there are 11 hopeful candidates for Pollock ward. So we've got for Pollock it's Sindid Ahmed Labour, William Graham SNP, Christopher Ho UKIP. So I would vote for UKIP in that one, then followed by Paul Laird's Family Party and Tahir Jill with the Alba Party. and just vote for anybody other. You can pick what even preference you want to do this in, but just vote for them, just to stick it to the main 5 parties. It's going to, as I said to you, regardless of what you think, it's going to open up political debate, by not just voting for the same parties over and over again. I don't think I would consider voting for Alba. They seem the same as the main parties. They are the same as the main parties, mate. You're completely right. They're just another globalist shill party. What we've got there is not really a choice, apart from maybe the Scottish Libertarian Party or maybe UKIP. But it's not really a choice. All I'm saying is that even though it's not a choice just now, there are going to be other political parties, smaller political parties, who are going to come up. So it's just about sticking it to the guy. That's all it's about. It's about not just voting for the main political parties because they're there. It's about trying to get other political voices into administrative positions, whether it be a local government. But when they're in local government, then other interesting things might happen. But we should be moving away from this oligopoly of 5 parties controlling the full shebang in Scotland. Because we're restricting our votes and thereby restricting the political discourse. They haven't done that great a job that they couldn't be kicked out and we couldn't be trying for something else. Let me try and see if I can get it in Google. Oh, here we go. I've got it by word. Here we go. So this is it. So this is Glasgow World. Well done for your journalism. So in Lynn, so I would go for so we've got 2 SNP, 1 Labour, Greens, Liberal Democrats, Independent, Alba. So I would go, if you don't like Alba, go Alba second then. Go for James Toner, Independent 1, and Angela Jones. Newlands and Auburn. But go along and vote so that you can actually. Don't think this doesn't matter. It does. So we've got Newlands and Auburn. So there's Alba, the Trade Unions and Social Coalition. I'm sure that was the guys that were in with Colin Fox. We're trying to get them on to do a podcast. So we've got the Alba Party there, and I would go for the Alba Party. Whether or not you want to go for somebody far left there, I don't know. But Greater Pollock. So I would go for UKIP, Chris Ho would be number 1 for me. Scottish Family Party number 2. Alba Party number 3. So I'm not going with Unionists or Nationalists because it's an irrelevance at the local election. It doesn't really matter. It just matters about getting other people's opinions in. So I would do that 1, 2 and 3, and then you can muck about with whatever you want for the rest of them. Just put them, but you should put them to your least. You should fill out all of them if it counts as a negative vote for them. You have to check that if it counts as a negative vote. Let's do it just now.
You're about to vote at the council elections in Scotland, but might things be slightly different to what you expect? In this election, the voting system used is called single transferable vote. Here's the lowdown. Each council in Scotland is divided into smaller areas called wards. Depending on the ward you live in, you will be voting to elect anywhere between 1 and 5 councillors. You may already know that you need to number the candidates on your ballot paper in order of your choice. But do you know how the votes are counted and how people get elected? To be elected under this voting system, a candidate must reach a set amount of votes, known as the quota. So what is the quota? The quota is calculated by dividing the total number of valid votes cast by the number of seats to be elected plus 1 seat. A 1 is then added to that result. For example, with 500 ballot papers and 4 seats to be filled, the quota would be 101. The votes are counted in stages. Stage 1. Only first preferences are counted. Anyone who reaches the quota is elected. Stage 2. Any votes received for a candidate above the quota are transferred to the next choice on each of those ballot papers. If no candidate has enough votes to reach the quota, the candidate with the lowest number of votes is eliminated. Stage 3.
So it will actually matter if you actually rank all of the candidates. So rank all of the candidates then, so to the very least, so that you mark every one of the political parties, the one you dislike the most.
All of their votes are passed to the next preference on those ballot papers. This process is repeated until all seats up for election have been filled and your councillors have been elected. Got it? Great work.
So vote and tick every box, mark every box for that as well, to actually allow the parties to have a negative impact and get rid of them. Could you check the candidates in Perthshire? Yeah, buddy. Let me go through Glasgow and then I'll check Perthshire for you. So, where are we going? So, Pollock, I would go for UKIP, Chris Hole. And as we said, Scottish Family Party, then Alba Party, and then whatever you want in the back of that. So Govan is the Scottish Socialist Party. So that's Colin Fox's mob that didn't come on the Guerilla TV channel and actually do a podcast. Scottish Green Party, Scottish National Party, Scottish Labour Party, Independent, John Flanagan. Liberals, SNP, Labour, Scottish National Party, Alba. So I'd vote for Alba again. Gladys Mordy. So I'd vote for him anyway, regardless, and then just rank the rest of them. You can even vote then John Flanagan, and then the rest of them. Pollock Shields, Vote United, Vote United. So I don't know what they're all about. So I would vote for Vote United. Ewan Hodley. Don't know. I have no idea what Vote United Kingdom is. To be brutally honest with you. So if it's an extreme party, I don't know. I've not heard anything about it. I'll look into that because obviously I don't know. And you know I'm usually on top with my political party, so have a look at that. So I'd vote for Vote United on the back that they're an independent and a different type of voice. And then it doesn't really matter. I wouldn't be voting for the this is the extreme left here. So they're probably even worse than the rest of the loon balls we've got of the choice. So that's in Pollock Shields. Langside, so you can just vote the rest of that in whatever way you want. Pollock Shields, Langside. I don't know where they're getting all these individuals for the Alba Party. Chisgozi and what? So I wouldn't. I would just. You could vote whatever way you want in that. I wouldn't even. I wouldn't. There's nothing that stands out. You could vote for the Alba Party if you wanted in that one. Southside Central. So we've got Alba Party, Independent, Scottish Socialist Party, Liberal Democrats, Labour. So Alba Party again, Cameron Butt, and then Independent, Jamie Dyer, and then whoever else you want on the back of that mess. Because the far left, almost neo-communist Scottish Socialist Party. So yeah, Carlton. So I would vote for The Alba Party, who's that? Catherine McKieran. And yeah, then the rest, whatever you want. Anderson, Scottish National Party, Independent, Scottish National Party, Liberals, Scottish Libertarian Party, there you go, you've got a Libertarian in Anderson. Anderson was the first ward that the Scottish Libertarian Party actually stood in, so congratulations to Nick Thompson, following on the traditions. Hopefully he gets more than the number of votes they got 5 years ago when it started, or 6 years ago. So, Scottish Libertarian Party all the way in that one. Anderson, City, yeah, forget all that. Yeah, whatever you want. So, Anderson, Scottish Libertarian Party, Hillhead, Freedom Alliance, vote for the Freedom Alliance there. They've got a Colin McMillan, Freedom Alliance, Integrity, Society and Economy. That's great. So I would vote for him and Hillhead. At least that's giving you a choice rather than just the usual. So him for number one there. Let's stick it to the man. Victoria Park. Yeah, there's the Alba Party. Mahmoud Allah. Anyway, so that's the Alba Party there. And Scottish Greens. So we've got the Labour Party. So this is Garskadden and Scotstoun Hill. The Scottish National Party, Labour Party, Liberal Democrats, Greens, Scottish National Party, Conservatives. So you haven't really got a choice there, unfortunately. From Chapel and Anniesland, 2 SNP, Greens, Independent, Elspeth Kerr, vote for Elspeth. Who else have we got? Scottish Socialist Party, Labour twice. So vote for Elspeth Kerr. I don't know what Elspeth's politics are, but just vote for her anyway. Mary Hill. So we've got SNP, Scottish Green Party. So vote for the Freedom Alliance in Mary Hill. Damien Matthew Clark. That's the one you want to go for, number one. Then the rest of it, you can just vote as you like. The rest of it will be just the same. So Damien Matthew Clark you want to vote for in Mary Hill. Canal, I'm not sure where the hell Canal is in Glasgow. Scottish Nationalist, Independent. There's we've got an Independent. Alba Party. My goodness, Martin Lawson Ul Osagi. Alba Party. So I vote for probably the Independent, Brian Land, and then I would vote for probably Alba Party, and then what have we got? Farah Hamid. My goodness, the Alba Party seems to be quite an ethnic party, isn't it? So the Alba Party is the only one there. So yeah, you can vote for whoever you want with that one. Who's that? What one was that? Springburn and Royston. East Centre. So we've got Labour Party, SNP, Scottish Greens, Labour Party, Scottish National Party, Alba Party, Tony Ozzie. Alba Party. So we've got an Independent, William McLachen. So I'll vote for the Independent there, I think. Shettleston, Socialist Workers Party. Again, it's unfortunately Socialist Worker Party are far too extreme in their politics. They're almost neo-Marxists, so I wouldn't vote for them. So that's a toss-up for whoever you're going to vote for there. You're pretty much getting the same sort of governance you're going to continue to get. Baillieston. You've not got a choice there either in Baillieston. SNP, Conservatives, Labour, SNP, Labour Party, Scottish Greens, no choice there really. You've got North East, so you've got the trade unions and Socialist Party, Scottish Libertarian Party, so there you go, vote for in North East, Cam Millen. So there you go, that's a choice there. That's what you want to vote for there. The rest of them, pretty much the same politics you're going to get anywhere else. Obviously, Anne McAllister is the extreme left. And the extreme left out of a bunch of left-wing politics, including the Conservative Party, who I think have decided to conserve postmodernist Marxism as an ideology. Denniston. So we've got SNP Greens, Labour Party, illiberal Liberals, Conservatives, SNP and the extreme left. Greens, so there we've got Freedom Alliance, Di McMillan, there's Freedom Alliance there in Partick East and Kelvindale. So Alba Party, my goodness, honestly, I don't know where they're getting all the Alba Party candidates from. There's Alba. Yeah, I would vote for Freedom Alliance is number one. I don't know what happens if you don't vote. Let's see if you get what happens. Single choice. Not ticking box. So I don't know what happens if you're. Let's see if I can get it in a Google search, might be better. So you might just be able to put your, if you don't want the rest of them, if you don't want any of the others to actually have your vote, you might just be able to put it in like for the Scottish Libertarian Party or the Freedom Party and not vote for any of the others. That would be quite interesting. I don't know if that works. I'll check that tomorrow and do another podcast tomorrow night. So I'll check Perthshire next. As many votes as you're comfortable with. You cannot harm your first preference by marking later preferences. It's important to use as many preferences as you can because it might make the difference between someone you like being elected over someone you don't. Later preferences only matter if the candidate you voted for is with an elected or eliminated. Basically, keep giving preferences until you get the candidate you absolutely can't stomach and can't pick between. The approach is often referred to as vote till you balk, even if you don't like a candidate. If you prefer to see them elected ahead of someone else, give them your vote of your later preference. So we don't really have much of a choice there, but yeah. So vote, continue to vote, even if you don't like the candidate. Where did that go? Where did that go there? Glasgow. Where did you go? There we go. So, Partick, I think this is the last one. Last one. Is that 23 words? Maybe it is. Okay, so last one. So last one, yeah. So this is the last one. So Freedom Alliance there, D. McMillan. So Perthshire, let's look at Perthshire. Perthshire, look at... Perth and Kinross. A total of 86 hopefuls will come competing for a spot in Perth and Kinross at the forthcoming local election. A total of 86 candidates put their name forward, so there are 40 seats across 12 wards. My goodness. So... local candidates will head to polls. Out of the 40 councillors, 28 have put themselves forward for re-election. Parties will list their candidates in one of 12 wards: Alba for Independence, Scottish Conservatives, Family Party, Scottish Greens, the Scottish Green Party. That's The Greens are breeding. Scottish Labour, illiberal Liberals, the SNP and UKIP. So you've got UKIP there, so vote for the UKIP. The number of candidates standing in each ward varies from 5 in Strathtay to 9 in Blairgowrie and Glens in Perthshire City. Alba, formed just 4 years ago, is fielding 2 candidates. It has one in Perth City Centre and Perth City North. The Family Party have 3 candidates, each standing in Cairns of Gowrie, Blairgowrie and Glens and Kinrossshire. UKIP has 1 in Perth and Kinross, standing. So vote for the UKIP guy. Family Party. Scottish Greens, not currently represented council, is fielding 10 candidates. Scottish Labour, which has 1 elected member, has 7 candidates. Scottish Conservatives, currently in administration, have candidates, all 12, as do the opposition party, the SNP and the illiberal Liberals. So they have 12. There we go. So 3 councillors to be elected. So we've got the Cairns of Gowrie, Ward 1, Labour, Liberal Democrats, Conservatives, SNP, Green Party, SNP. So Family Party is in that one. So vote for the Family Party. Dawn Marshall. Strathmore, Greens, Conservatives, Liberals, Independent there. So Colin Stewart for Strathmore, and then vote for whatever you want in the back of that. Blairgowrie and Glens, Ward 3 councillors to be elected, where we got Conservatives, Liberal, Labour, SNP, Family Party, so vote for Jack Murphy. Independent, there's Bernard Noonan, so there's another one, so let's vote for those 2 ahead of everybody else. Highland, Ward 4, 3 councils, so you want to vote for so we've got Conservative, Labour, Independent, Xander McDade, so there's in the Highland, so that's Greens, Conservatives, Liberals, SNP. 3 councillors in the elected Strathtay, so Ward 5 Conservatives, SNP, Liberals, not much of a choice there. Ward 6, 3 councillors to be elected. Independent, Rona Brock, so there's Rona, the rest are just the usual. 3 elected Conservatives, no, just all Conservative, SNP, Liberals, Greens, Conservatives, SNP, and that's in the Strathallan ward. Kinrossshire, 4 councillors, Labour, Independent, David Cuthbert, I would vote for David, and the Scottish Greens, no. Conservatives, Family Planning, yep, so there's Gerald O'Connell there, vote for them, old Gerald. And Amond and Erne, there's UKIP, so Linda Davies from UKIP, yep, vote for them. Then you can do whatever you want in the back of that. Perth, where we go, Conservatives, Greens, SNP, so yeah, no choice there. Liberals, Conservatives, Greens, SNP, Cons, Labour, that's it, so no choice there. And so this is Perth City North, so we've got Alba, Alan Black, so there's Alba for a choice, and all the rest Conservative, SNP, Greens, Labour and Liberal Democrats. So Alba, Alan, Jack in that one, I think. Oh, where are we at? Perth City Centre, so we get Conservative, SNP, Labour, Alba, Sandy Miller, Independent, so probably go for Ian Thompson, Sandy Miller, and then whatever you want on the back of that. I don't even know the politics. See, this is the difficulty we've got with the independents, but you might as well vote for them and just shake it up anyway. Right, so that's me done 3 constituencies, so I've got 29 to go. So I'm making back at 10 o'clock and we will continue this. So 3 constituencies down. And I hope that Celtic Phoenix showed you what you were looking for in your constituency. So we will continue this at potentially 10 o'clock tonight and try and get at least half of them done. It's a bit boring, this one, but it has to be done. Baby Gorillas.